Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak. Welcome to Iman Sports, brought to you by Iman TV. You can watch us streaming live right now on iman-tv.com, brought to you by Jadu TV, or presented on Jadu TV as well, streaming live on satellite as we speak. You can also watch our shows after it's done recorded on youtube.com. Today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different sports topics with our hunger kicking in and yours as well. We're going to make the time pass by a little bit quicker. Some talk about baseball, soccer, UFC, and a little bit of basketball. We know first up, the MLB All-Star Game is coming up. It's always exciting. The home run derby is going on right now. I'm going to keep you guys updated on what's going on over there and some predictions on what's going to happen tomorrow at the MLB All-Star Game. We're also going to be talking about some soccer players that have signed in places where we didn't expect them to, their contract deals, and how much they're getting paid, and how long we can expect them to be with their current team. A little bit of USA soccer news as well. They're dominating once again, which is kind of weird seeing because they are the USA soccer team after all. So we're going to dissect that and let you know what's happening over there and what to expect for the World Cup coming in 2014. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about UFC. Chris Weidman is going to defend his middleweight championship against Anderson Silva. The rematch is set for later on in this year. We're going to talk about that. Predict who's going to win, who's going to get knocked out. And we do have some breaking NBA news we're going to be talking about at the end of the show. Meta World Peace has decided where to sign after the Lakers have cut off his contract. We're going to start off the show with a little MLB clip. There's a lot of stuff that's happened this past season. The MLB guys and Tariq and Massie, what do you guys think about everything that's been happening so far? I mean, so many great things. No-hitters, home run records, teams underachieving and overachieving, and
Chris Davis, Miguel Cabrera. There's a lot of great players this year. A lot of them. Chris Davis is on fire. I don't know if he's on juice or he's actually that good. You know, and I won't be. You never know. 2 weeks later, comes out Chris Davis is on juice. So yeah, there's a lot of great players. Massie, who do you think is going to win the World Series this year?
World Series, honestly, there's a lot of great teams, but I mean, I'd be kind of bold if I said the Athletics, the A's out there in Oakland. But I'm actually a big fan of what they're doing out there in New York. The Yankees,
I think.
Yankee fan.
Yeah, I mean, I think see if their players can come back healthy and see how they play.
Yeah, New York, for some reason, they just can't stay healthy. And Tariq Jeter came off injury a couple of days ago, and he's back with, I think he said, was it tight quad?
Yeah, like once again, I think age is catching up with them right there.
So it looks like the Yankees, they just can't stay healthy. Tariq Jeter can't stay healthy. I mean, he's been, injured the past 2 years, 3 years. So Yankees, I don't know.
Actually, the home run derby is actually playing this second right now.
As we're speaking.
Yeah, and Bryce Harper is actually facing, I believe, Yoenis Cespedes actually.
Yoenis Cespedes.
Yeah, for the
funnest name to say.
For the crown, it's just them two. So.
So it's the final round already?
Yeah, final round already.
Oh man, I actually tweeted to ESPN Chris Davis is gonna win. I'm wrong about that.
Yeah. I believe Prince Fielder was gonna take it.
Really? Yeah, he's won it twice already.
Can you believe Prince Fielder is a vegetarian with the way that fool looks? Yeah. Random fact of the day. Yeah. Prince Fielder is a vegetarian.
But, hey, today when I looked at him, he was a little shrunk down. His face is a little skinny. It looks like he lost weight.
He needs to start giving that diet to Pablo Sandoval because the Giant. Speaking of Pablo Sandoval, we're gonna move on to the Giants a little bit in this direction. They just had a no-hitter, guys. Tim Lincecum, he's back, or maybe it might be too soon to say. He did lose 9 of his last 11 decisions, but then again, to his credit, he only had 12 runs to support him in those 10 games. But it was an impressive no-hitter, guys. He threw over or nearly 150 pitches, around 149. There was 29 pitches where they swung and missed on. He had around 13 strikeouts, 14 strikeouts, career high is 15, just a little shy of that. And it was the first no-hitter ever thrown in San Diego. And Massie, what do you take from this crazy Tim Lincecum performance? Is he back?
I mean, if you look at San Diego, I'm actually surprised you said it was the first no-hitter. Their stadium's actually a pitcher's park, actually. They have a really large stadium. And actually, I'm glad Tim Lincecum came back, the former Cy Young winner. And I hope the hitters like Buster Posey, Pablo Sandoval actually get into rhythm. Like you said, he's only had 12 runs to support him in those losses. I believe they'll actually come back strong. I think they'll fall short of the playoffs, but I believe they'll come back strong and maybe get some momentum coming into next year.
Right now, they're about 6.5 games back from the Arizona Diamondbacks' first place. Now they're fourth. They were last week, but a couple wins here and there has got them back up there. And what do you take from this no-hitter? Tariq, is Tim Lincecum back, or is he still...
It ain't count. It was against the Padres. Come on, man. It was against San Diego. No, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was good to see Tim Lincecum back. I mean, he messed up. He's made some bad decisions in his careers. We all know what he did in the past, and he started kind of slow to this year, like you said, 4-9. But hey, glad to see a young pitcher, a former Cy Young winner, 149 pitches. Most of the time, when you get near that 130 to 140, even maybe somewhere with 120, pitchers get a little tired. They get a little tired. They start, they saving their fastballs. They start slowing, slow balls, and just as long as they get out of their innings. But Tim Lincecum stuck with it. He got his first no-hitter since what he said, high school, 11th grade, and that's about 7 to 8 years in between. Good to see him back, and I hope the Giants start doing good because I really want to see the Bay do good. With the Lakers now, looks like they're on a downfall. I want to see other teams step up and take their place and do good. So good to see Giants win, even though they lost yesterday. And I don't know, there's no games today. They lost yesterday, so
Giants. They actually got 10 runs scored against them in San Diego, so that's always tough. And so speaking of the Giants, their all-stars this year is going to be Madison Bumgarner, Sergio Romo, who just got it in due to an injury. So there's their pitchers. You have catcher Buster Posey, obviously, in there. He's the number one selling baseball in MLB, guys. Pretty amazing coming from a Bay Area player. And then we have second baseman Marco Scutaro, another veteran who's going to be added there. And speaking of successful teams, are going to move over to the other side of the Bay. The Oakland A's, they've been killing it recently. Pitchers Grant Bolford and Bartolo Colon, they're both going to be in the All-Star game tomorrow night, starting at 5 p.m. And they're first in the AL West right now, Massie. They have a 56-39 record. What do you take from the? I mean, no one expected this. Everyone expected the Giants to be backed up there. The A's have been, like I said, killing it.
Well, in 2012, in the beginning of 2012, the A's actually came out to a hot start. And they came out a hot start with hitting. They were hitting. Everyone's like, this is a good team. But their pitching didn't step in until this year. And they found the winning formula with the pitching. Like you said last week, the rotation is actually pretty nice now, the pitching rotation. And they have good hitters out there. We knew that last year. So as long as their pitchers stay consistent and you get a lot of innings out of them, get a lot of pitches out of them, I think we'll be going through the playoffs.
Like Massie touched on it. I think with the A's this year, like I said, no one expected them. Most of the time, they expected Giants to go back, but that's understandable. They've won the last two World Series in last 4 years, 3 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, you expect Giants to be just as good, if not good, repeat stuff like that. But the A's, what I'm liking about the A's is they can not only beat you with the scoring this time, they can beat you with their pitching. So they're a well-rounded team, and like I said, a couple of weeks ago when we were talking A's in our show, the A's are going to be really good in the playoffs this year because they're not a one-dimensional team. They could beat you with pitching. They could beat you with runs. They play defense. They make less errors than other teams. The A's are going to be good. I hope the Giants make it too. I want to see them two doing really good in the playoffs.
Maybe the Giants can catch that wild card if they can't come back on the Arizona Diamondbacks. And guys, the A's are 30-15 at home, and a lot of people say no one really goes to A's games, but even without all that local support, they're still up there doing it. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games, and their third baseman, Josh Donaldson, has been killing it for them. He has 16 home runs, 61 runs batted in,
at the halfway point.
At the halfway point. It's not even. It's not even halfway. It's not even season's not even done. And he's been doing that. And if you think those 16 home runs are impressive, wait till you see what Chris Davis of the Baltimore Orioles has been doing. He has 37 home runs. He has 93 RBIs already. And the MLB record for most home runs in the season is 61. It was set a while ago. Many years ago, not counting the Barry Bonds. 1932.
Back when someone had
right
30. It's the last person to have 37 home runs or more, and before the All-Star game, 1932. And you guys do the math. That's years ago.
Do you think he'll slow down, Chris Davis?
No.
I mean, if he stays healthy, let's knock on wood. If he stays healthy, I see him reaching that 50, 60 mark. Maybe 70. I don't know. But 70 it gets you tired, but. We'll see. I don't know.
They still have
maybe pitchers might do the whole walking thing, intentional walks, and maybe they might. Who's gonna pitch to the guy that has 40 home runs and in the halfway point? Who's gonna pitch to him? I think they'll give him a few walks here and there, and they'll slow him down.
Happened a lot with Barry Bonds when he was doing a lot of big things.
Who wants
no, everyone was
he
scared.
was on juice too.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's not.
But a home run's a pitcher's nightmare. So
they had all those chickens all
yeah.
around, and they might be doing the same with Chris Davis out of Baltimore. And there's about 90 something. Baseball is long.
Yeah,
162 games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of people ask me, why don't you follow on baseball so much? Because I only watch the important matchups. You know, like if, for example, the A's and the Giants run into each other, you know, the Bay Area run into each other. But then that, except for the playoffs, the important matches, teams, 162 games is a lot. You know, and I'm more of a basketball fan than a baseball fan, so I'm not gonna sit down and watch 162 games.
Nah,
That's
unless it's the World Series.
Nope. Let's talk about the pitchers really quick though. Matt Harvey and Max Scherzer, actually, they're both gonna be starting in the All-Star game. Matt Harvey's coming out strong. He's probably the best pitcher in the league right now.
Best pitcher.
Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw.
His ERA is below 2. I saw that. And I was like,
I have it right here. Hold up. I got
3?
Yeah, something like that. I actually have it here.
It's sad to see it's a
Let me find
Dodger.
it. Yeah, but I mean, Dodgers, man, they got the money. They actually coming into the season. Coming into the season, they look really good. I'm talking about good as in they could win the World Series. But then that's Dodgers for you. You know, they quote unquote choke. You know, they don't play up to their potential. But Clayton Kershaw, he's only 21, 22 years old, throwing like under what?
He's throwing 1.93 ERA,
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he's going to Cy Young, and no Cy Young. So we'll see.
Hurts to say as a Giants fan, but I think he might be the favorite to win the Cy Young, at least on the national league.
Well, he should.
He
mean, he's been leading the ERAs in the entire league for the past 3 years. He's got to win one.
He's got to win one. It can't all be going to Mr. No Hitter Timmy over there. Moving on from baseball, we have a lot of soccer news. Mario Gomez, he just signed with Fiorentina a $20 million 4-year contract, which is a lot of money, guys, especially for a soccer player. He scored a hat trick on just 4 goals last year in the German Cup versus Wolfsburg. And what do you take from that? A hat trick on 4 touches.
Actually, 20 million is kind of less for this player. He's solid forward. Solid. He's big, strong, fast, a good striker. And I'm happy for the Fiorentina. You know, they get a forward that's been there, experienced there. Hopefully, he helps the team win some cups.
That's amazing. Only on 4 touches. That's
4. How do you get 3 goals on 4 touches?
I don't know. I mean, who were they playing out there? So in the German Cup versus Wolfsburg. So I think we'll have more competition over there for Fiorentina, but Germany has a lot of competition too, and a player like Gomez, he's amazing. So.
And he said if he ever left Germany, it would be for Italy or Spain, and it looks like he just did that. Moving on to another soccer player who just might be signed by Manchester United. That's right, the bandwagon can stand up once again. His Cesc Fabregas might sign a 30 million European contract with Manchester United. Currently is signed with free agent by Barcelona. He might have to match his contract, and he's another player. He's only 5'9", guys, my height, but he's over there.
26 years old.
26 years old.
I
mean, if he signs a contract with Manchester United, how much stronger is that going to make them, Tariq?
Fabregas is a good player. I respect his game. I love his game, actually. You know, I've watched him in Spain. I've watched him in Barcelona. He's a really good passer, smart player. He knows where to be on the field. But I think for Manchester United, it is going to come down to really going back to your roots and bring back Rooney. Rooney is their forward. Has been their forward for the past couple of years. When they let Ronaldo go, he was their best player. So let's bring in your best player again. If they're able to get Fabregas and Rooney at the same time, Manchester United will be really good. But for right now, Fabregas is a good player. If the signing does happen, good sign. You know, you can't hate on it. They're only going to get better. How much? Not sure about that yet.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be on top of their league.
Yeah,
I mean, Manchester City we took the cup last year,
they're good.
And in the English Premier League, and I'm a big fan of Tottenham with Christian Bale, and
they're good too.
Christian Bale probably the 3rd best player in the world in my opinion, And
That's a
behind
deep
Ronaldo,
statement right there.
It's a blind prediction.
He's an amazing player, and you have players like Aaron Lennon, and a few players out there in Tottenham. I believe Tottenham is a team on the rise over there in the English Premier League, and I believe Manchester City, though, still an amazing team. Actually beat out Manchester United last year, so I believe they'll still be on top of this league. And with Tottenham right there, right behind them.
In you guys' opinion, who's the best team in the world? I mean, you got the Man U's, the Man Cities, Barcelona, Madrid, the best club. You got the Madrids and Barcelonas, Bayern Munich, a German.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Bayern Munich's raw. I mean,
but they just lost Mario Gomez.
Well, they still have other players. You know,
they've been hands
good.
down. Although Barcelona did lose last year in the European Cup, but now they have what's that guy over there from Brazil?
I forgot his name.
They just signed Fred.
Fred. It wasn't Fred. It was but actually Barcelona is an amazing team. Neymar. Barcelona is an amazing team. They have the best player in the world, and they're unstoppable. Messi. But of course, there's underdog Cinderella teams that can take it over.
That's the team I'm going to be using in FIFA.
I've been using it with Messi healthy, and now you put Neymar on the left side. They're gonna be good. Neymar's fast. Messi's fast. They're both, I think, the same age.
They still have Xavi in that defensive
same height, pretty young.
Yeah, pretty young. Yeah. So Barcelona's got a young future, and don't forget, Real Madrid is really good with Ronaldo and Kaká and all of them. Bayern Munich's really good. Manchester United, if they get Rooney back and they bring in Fabregas, they will be right up there with the best clubs in the world. Soccer's looking good. You know, I've been following up the past couple of years on soccer. I'm not a soccer geek, but you know, I love soccer. It's an amazing sport.
Soccer is a good sport. Moving on to soccer from Europe to over here in the United States been doing great lately. They've been killing it. They just beat Cuba 4-1. They actually let the first goal of the game go to Cuba, but after that, guys, they came back in the second half, and once again, 3 goals scored in the second half. I remember last game they had 5 goals second half. And 2 of those goals, guys, was from Chris Wondolowski, who had his jersey misspelled in that first game. And I'm pretty sure now they're going to know how to spell his name.
They're not going to spell that wrong anymore.
And Donovan, once again, he had another goal. I think he's up to 51 internationally. Joe Corona, he had the goal that gave them the lead. And then Wondolowski just finished it off for him. He just put the dagger on them.
You do have to remember, though, where the United States is playing. They're playing subpar teams that wouldn't see the daylight in the Olympics.
You know,
the World Cup.
I get where you're coming from. Cuba's not that great of a team, but I mean, you gotta prove it before you play the great teams like Spain and Argentina and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So for USA, it starts from here. Let's take one game at a time, no matter if it's a good team or a bad team. You know, a team that does not belong in the same floor as us or the same grass as us. But let's take it serious. Let's win, and they've been doing it. They've won 7 straight games or matches. Last time they did that was in June 2007. So you could see with the new coach they got a couple of years ago, they've been really focused with the winning. They've been taking whether it's Cuba, whether it's Mexico, even though they always lose to Mexico for some reason, I don't know why. They've been taking their matches serious. Good to see them. And actually, a couple of years ago in World Cup 2008 or 2008, 2010 actually, not 2008, 2010. I was rooting for Spain and USA. When USA lost to Ghana, I was crying. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, that was USA. I actually wanted to do good.
Yeah, well, Donovan. You can see when Donovan actually slows down. This guy's amazing. He's like the Superman on the field.
So far, yeah. I mean, like after he came back from the absence with the injury, he's been doing really good.
He's been the oldest guy on the U.S. team, and he's still killing it. He's bringing them his effort every night. He's getting those goals, and he's gonna make sure they qualify over there.
Yeah, and his international record keeps on rising.
It's gonna be fun to see what he can do over there with the international players too. And I know USA, their coach, they said that their next match actually is going to be against Costa Rica. And Coach Klinsmann tweeted, Costa Rica is the first real benchmark for us. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can handle with, like Tariq said, a non-subpar team over there in Costa Rica.
They got to take it. I mean, just the fact they are 27-1-2 in group phase in Cuba, Gold Cup and the Gold Cup. And you can see they're really good in Gold Cup, and let's hope they win. Let's hope they win. The last time they lost was back in 2 years ago to Panama, which it was 2-1. So USA looking good.
But I do believe once they hit those European teams, those big, strong European teams, I mean, they're gonna lose. I don't see them having any chance in the World Cup. So.
If they somehow if they hold their ground and they stay confident, they stay as a team. London Donovan, he's been playing good so far.
He's definitely been the role model for that.
I won't be shocked if they beat a European team with not a European team, a national team, whether it's Spain or somebody else in a match. You never know. When you start giving confidence, they say don't let
don't lose a
humble guy get confident, because if he goes unconfident, it'll be hard to stop.
And a lot of teams are going to be underestimating them.
Yeah, exactly.
USA hasn't gone far in a while, and a lot of those teams aren't going to be expecting. They're looking at USA right now. They're playing teams like Cuba, Uruguay. They're not going to be expecting too much out of them.
Yep.
But when it actually comes down to a USA versus Spain game, guys, as stupid as this might sound right now, it could be competitive.
It should be. It should be. I mean, USA, they've been winning 7 straight. What I said, 7 straight. They look confident. The coach has done a good job putting his players in a position to score, position to win. I won't be shocked. I won't be shocked if they actually beat Spain in a match.
Currently, they're 2-0 in group play. We'll see if that keeps up against Costa Rica. We're going to move on to a little bit of UFC. The rematch is set. It's going to take place in the MGM Grand, home of all boxing events. It's going to be in Las Vegas, December 28, 2013. Mark your calendars. The rematch, Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman.
Yeah,
I know Tariq's been very vocal on Twitter lately, saying that Anderson Silva is just going to demolish him. And Massie, do you think Silva has a chance? I mean, Weidman has a chance?
Come on,
well,
Massie.
Weidman's still a professional. This guy's undefeated. And he proved to Anderson Silva that he shouldn't be cocky. But at the same time, Anderson Silva is going to come back with a vengeance. We'll see how he recovers. The thing is, we're still really far out, and it's up to these guys how hard they're going to condition themselves to get ready for that December fight. And I think a month in advance, or maybe a week in advance in the weigh-ins, we'll get a bigger sense of who actually wants this more. If Anderson Silva comes into this putting his hands down,
look at that cockiness.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, if Anderson Silva's doing this, then he's definitely going to lose. But I don't think he will. I think he's going to get that competitive nature out, and he's going to hit it hard. What do you think, Tariq?
Anderson Silva. I mean, that's the style of his fight. That's his fighting style. He's cocky. He lets you know. How about that? He lets you know what he's feeling, or what he's doing,
definitely.
all that. So Chris Weidman's a great fighter. He's undefeated, like you said, 10-0, and he's right now the champion, middleweight champion. No disrespect to him, but Anderson Silva lost the last fight.
How many rounds does it go next match?
Probably 2 to 3, same
2
thing.
to 3?
This time, Anderson Silva does the opposite.
He's going to knock him out 2-3.
Yeah. See, the reason why, because like I said, Anderson Silva lost that fight. Now he knows the world is watching him. The world is watching him, the way he trains, the way he'll be fighting. He might be cocky, he might show it, he might not, but he'll be motivated, like he said. He'll be in a different mindset than he was last fight. I mean, when you come in a fight where you haven't lost for the last 6 years, you feel feel cocky, you feel no one can beat you. But then once that goes down, then you're like, okay, he beat me. Now I gotta step my game up, step my fight up.
A lot of these fights, even in boxing and in UFC actually, and one of our producers, Kai Saj, actually talked to him. It's actually conditioning. You have to prepare, and whoever prepares the best for the fight will win the fight. Maybe a few times you'll get lucky, but it's all about preparing and getting ready and getting in shape and knowing your opponent. Now, what Chris Weidman has to do, he has to forget. He has to lose. He has to have amnesia. He has to forget what he did last match, and he has to go into this match brand new, like he's never fought Anderson.
He has to go into it as if he's fighting for it, not defending it.
Yeah, no, as if he's fighting Anderson Silva all over again. Exactly. As if this is the first time he's fighting him, and he's gonna have to forget about the last time. He's gonna have to approach it differently because Anderson Silva is gonna expect him to approach it the same way.
Yeah.
So, of course, they have amazing trainers. Chris Weidman, credit to him, and I think it'll be a good matchup.
It's gonna be an entertaining matchup for sure. We're gonna keep you guys updated on what's gonna happen then. December 28th. You can catch it here, Iman Sports live broadcast. Let you guys know what's gonna happen. The ringside commentator Tariq over here. Gonna end off the show with the breaking news that I started with on the show. Meta World Peace has signed. He's returning back to New York, but not over on the Brooklyn side where he's born. It's a 2-year contract. They haven't said how much he's getting paid yet.
3.2 million. That's one hot deal.
According to my sources.
According to Tariq sources over here, 3.2 million. He's going to be over in New York. There's a lot of toughness on that team. Tyson Chandler, Kenyon Martin.
Iman Shumpert. Well, Kenyon Martin is free agent, so hopefully they bring him. J.R. Smith, I don't know if you guys saw the news. He's out for 3 to 4 months with the knee surgery, actually. So
hopefully he won't pull a Derrick Rose. Hopefully he don't pull a Derrick
Rose is going to be back to play that first game of the season, by the way.
100%. He'll be 100%.
But $3.2 million for Metal Priest, that's one hot deal. That's good. I mean, the type of player you can get right there. That's one hot deal.
It's a bargain for the New York Knicks. We're gonna end off the show tonight.
Wait, hold up. No, we're not ending. Can Meta World Peace change the outlook of the East?
No, he's not gonna do anything.
The Heat are still winning.
LeBron James.
The best perimeter defender is still Iman Shumpert out there in the Knicks. So
I respect your opinions, but I'm Ron Artest. Sorry, I forgot. Meta World Peace is one of those players. He's tough. He's old. He's not physically the same, but he can still go out there and guard LeBron James.
He cannot guard LeBron James.
He can't.
LeBron James
don't underestimate the heart of a champion. Come on.
LeBron James averaged 37 points on him, 67% field goal shooting in the last few matchups they've had. He's too slow. He's too busy, concerned about tweeting. LeBron James gonna.
I think Carmelo would say that in front of him.
But he adds toughness, and that's one thing you saw missing. Attitude, toughness. He's been there in the locker. He'll be in there in the locker room. Carrying a leader, and on the
hopefully
court,
he doesn't ruin it.
He's been a champion.
Don't forget doesn't fight fans.
He's been a champion.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't ruin it for them.
But he gave up that championship ring that he won, so maybe he's gonna be hungry for another one.
He won't. The Knicks will be the Knicks. I think it's gonna be the Knicks, Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals next year. Hopefully. I want to see Melo.
That's really bold.
I want to see.
That's really bold with Chicago over there.
Hey, Chicago is just I mean,
in Indiana,
anybody can make it. I'm just saying, I want to see Melo.
Derrick Rose might be hungry. The 2003 matchup.
I still want to see Melo.
2003 champ.
I think bold prediction of the day is Paul George is going to be going there for MVP. Competing.
He's coming from a New York fan.
Competing.
New York fan over here. I think the hunger has gone to Massie.
I love Paul George, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. That's it. And the Lakers, of course. Shout out to the Lakers.
The Lakers will win a championship, according to Laker fans. Yeah.
Once again, thank you for guys for joining us. You can watch us every week on Iman TV. Live stream on Iman-TV.
And catch the All-Star game tomorrow as well.
All-Star game. You can follow us on Twitter. We're going to be doing shout-outs last week. Yama _Hazheer. And then Massie does not have a Twitter yet. We're going to get him back on that bandwagon. My name is Yama Hazheer. This is Tariq Ahmad.
And Massie Majidi.
Catch you guys next week. Thank you for watching once again. Assalamu alaikum.
Time to iftar.